simple terms, I think love is being appreciated.
Is, to me, a very complicated question.
I think that love is the tangible force that exists between people.
When I think of love, I think of the love languages, and for me, it's physical touch.
I think there's different forms of love, right?
Love? I would say money.
Like the love parents have for their child.
Love is a universal force that exists.
Love between a group of friends, like your best friend, and so forth.
All of our interpersonal connections meaningful.
On a deeper level, I would say peace. Peace is love.
And an intimate love.
So it might be in terms of getting a hug from someone.
But to encompass it all, I'd say love is being accepting of who somebody is.
You have to start with yourself first, but you can definitely find it outside.
Drives connections between humans.
Yeah, like being appreciated, people love who you are and what you bring,
And nourishing the greatest parts of what their characteristics are.
Because if you have peace within you, you can transfer that to everybody around you.
Getting a compliment.
it's almost like they like your company, and anything else feels cheapened by the idea.
It gives us comfort through challenging times, work towards, and makes all the hunting gathering worth it.
My mother. How? By showing me, by our connection and the lengths at which she was willing to go for me that she wasn't willing to go for herself.
I'd say the person who taught me most about love is my uncle, because he was my dad's youngest brother, and there was about a 10-year difference between us. And so when I saw him kind of like transitioning from adolescence to adulthood, and the kind of complicated relationships that he had, right, and how he navigated about it, and still, I'd say we go through these ups and downs in life, right? But maintaining your humanity and your compassion, right? Even within these trials and tribulations is what, to me, what love is.
Let's say my sister, actually, she, like, through thick and thin, I think she's always been the one who's like, been around. And since our gap isn't like too far, we're only 2 years apart, meaning like we're close in school, we're close in just events, we do everything together. So it's the first person who I'd say, yeah, they appreciated me and I appreciate them. And for anything that happens in this world, you know, I'll be able to tell my sister, she'll be able to tell me stuff as well. And we help each other, we grow together in that sense.
I would say my younger brother. We have a bit of an age gap where for a lot of my youth, I was responsible for him, and that kind of just I didn't realize it at the time. This is definitely upon a lot of reflection after the fact, but just the ways in which there's this person that looked up to me for no reason, and wanted to be around me and spend time with me. It's just the most important connection I have, and having that developed over both of our lives, the ways in which we challenge each other, are able to be honest with each other, and always be be able to find comfort and solace in each other. Those are lessons that I'm able to take into all of my other relationships.
Everything that she does, like, we take so many things for granted, but even those little sacrifices that you think is their duty, that's love too, because everything is always a choice. And for that person to repeatedly do that same thing for you over and over, despite the things you do that might not please them, and for them to always be there for you, that just says a lot.
Is your mom?
Well, it can destroy it, first of all, but
It amplifies whatever is going on with your mental health.
It gives you a positive outlook on life, right? And I think having a positive outlook on life also improves your mental mindset on how you attack your daily challenges.
And it's so easy for there to be a disconnect between what's actually happening in your reality and the way in which you perceive it, and you feel like infected, and you don't want to make other people sick, and you retreat within yourself.
just having people around you who are able to help you out, and having others to rely on as well, because staying alone in your own thoughts can be very demoralizing and
in a way that deprives you of those important connections and that love.
and then you have no one to really bounce off of, no one to give you any kind of advice or steer you from any bad roads, right? So
The thing about love and mental health that I've experienced is that knowing I am loved helps pull me out of dark places, and it gives me a lifeline to hold on to, right? So with love existing in my world, it makes it easier for me to come out of my ruminations, and it makes it easier for me to want to contribute to my community and those around me, just knowing that that love exists or feeling it.
Something that makes me feel like warm and fuzzy inside. You know, that's what love means to me, or feels like to me.
I am at peace with who I am.
I am worthy of all the good things.
I choose to be kind to myself.
this is, I am more than my fears.
I trust the timing of my life.
I let go of negative self-talk.
Yes, for a lot of my childhood, maybe, I had different aspects of myself that were always at conflict with each other. And so until I started to think about love and think about how I love myself and how that affected how I related with other people, did I start to reconcile that conflict with it. And now I am more at peace with myself.
I think you kind of have to, because everybody has a different journey, right? And it's just because something happened to some people in your life does not mean it makes them better than you, right? It's not how you are during the race, it's about finishing the race.
You know, it means that I need to learn to accept compliments, for one. And I know sometimes people tell me, oh, you're doing a great job, or you're so handsome, or you're so great at what you do, but then I don't believe them. You know, I always think there's some like snide comments that they're making, or they don't fully mean it. But this reminds me that, hey, you are wanted, and that you should strive to be more self-confident and more accepting.
Christian people know there is power in the tongue, so you have to hype yourself up, and that's how it is, because we are what we say. So yeah, there's definitely power in your tongue.
This resonates with me because, again, so much of how we feel about each other and ourselves is within our own mental perceptions, and a big part of that is how we choose to be with others and how we choose to be with ourselves, and making the choice to be kind isn't an easy one, and it isn't one that should be taken for granted, but it makes a big impact. That's a good question. Give me a second here.
Oh god, this is very.
It will be to my sister, and it will say, I'm proud of how she took the lessons of our mother and is passing it on to her kids.
Yeah, not to flex or anything, but like I feel as though I do a pretty good job of being very vocal about a lot of the people in my life. So it's like it wouldn't come as a surprise, you know what I mean? Everybody is well aware of how I feel and appreciate them. So maybe I would give a love note to somebody that I haven't met but needs it.
I think I would send a love note to my English teacher in grade 12, because I think she saw me for who I was, in terms, because like my parents always pushed me to go into disciplines such as engineering, or like, you know, the whole you gotta get a degree in what are the sciences, right? But she saw that I had a gift and nurtured it. It's like, yo, you could write, you could do this, you could do that. Like, you have multiple talents beyond just studying something. Even though like sciences do help the world, but she thought like, she was like, arts also helps the world as well too. So if you have a gift with this, you should pursue it. So I'd send a love note for her for seeing who I was, nurturing who I was, and championing me, and making sure I got into the path where I am now.
I'll laugh because that's all I do with my mom. But I would say, thank you. That's just that. Just thank you.